Hold on. What is going on here? Stop. Alright. Something's happening. Can you hear that in the background? This is such a weird... Stop. Hold on. Alright, we're up and running. What up, people? Flipping heck. What up, people? It's your boy Chick from Guna Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is Eagle Eye, the transfer rumour show, where I talk to you about rumours and news surrounding the Arsenal. Apologies for that start. I don't know what kind of shit show I'm running either. Let's get it out of the way. Yes, I am wearing a towel around me. Quite frankly, people, I'm going to lie to you. I've just stepped out the shower. It was either that, be late, try and find a t-shirt that I haven't sweated through, or you're just going to have to put up with a towel around myself chiggy. Listen, the way I see it is this. I've got 45 minutes to find a t-shirt before the watch-along starts. So this is the best I could do. Right now, it's the best I could do. It's still scorching in the UK, another 34-degree day. Not getting used to this, not liking this. But hopefully after tomorrow, God is going to crank down the heat a little bit over the course of this week. So don't have to put up with it too much longer. But please do slap a like on this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're going to get into a few meaty stories that are broken in the last couple of hours. So I hope you're with me. I hope you're strapped in. Let's get started. Mr. Alex Lacazette. And I haven't got a picture of him, which is really weird that I don't have a picture of him. What am I talking about? Yes, I do. Let's keep talking. I'll find it. Right, Alex Lacazette. Obviously, he is the Arsenal striker who, quite frankly, has struggled this season. Some people say he's struggled since he came in, quite honestly. Well, he has been linked to the move most recently to these guys. Let me show you who. 1 second. Let's put it up so you can see it. To these guys, yes. Alex Lacazette is being linked to a move to Juventus. Juventus at the moment have obviously got themselves a new manager in Pirlo. Pirlo's not ramping. He's gone into Juventus and he's basically said, right, you're not good enough. Let's get out of it. And he's making a big impact in the team. One of the people, ironically, and I'll come back to him later, was Aaron Ramsey. I'll come back to that. One of the things that I think has been identified at Juventus is that they need strikers, really. They don't really have that prolific striker, which makes you wonder why they're looking at Alex Lacazette. But they are looking at him, and they're looking at him pretty closely. And they feel as though he would be perfect for their project. He's 29 years old. You know, Juventus like their older players for whatever reason. And they're looking at someone that I guess can potentially play alongside Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, Cristiano is still there. I know he's been linked to a move to PSG. Realistically, I don't think many of us can see that actually happening. But as things stand, I don't know why I have done that. Sorry, excuse me. As things stand, Lacazette is linked with a move to Juventus. Now, here's where it gets a little bit interesting or scary, depends the way you look at it. So, obviously, Lacazette is now being valued at £30 million, which I still think is a little bit low. I mean, I know he's not had a great season, but man, 30 million, is that it? He's being valued at £30 million. The other option is that if Juventus, for whatever reason, can't afford the £30 million, yeah, that's right, you heard me. If Juventus can't afford the £30 million, then they are being linked with potentially a player plus cash swap for Lacazette. So their idea being they put up 10 million, 10 to 15 million, and then they add a player. So it kind of makes you think to yourself, oh no, they're trying to get Aaron Ramsey back, aren't they? Arsenal want Aaron Ramsey back, don't they? Actually, no. Weirdly, the story seems to be that Arsenal, I'm going to try and get a picture of this guy up. So I'm literally working on the fly here. That Arsenal are trying to get this man. Let's put him up on the screen. Let's get him now. Here we go. Yes, they are trying to get Douglas freaking Costa, as well as 10 million for Alex Lacazette. So to say that not a lot of people are particularly happy with this, I most certainly am not. Never been a particularly big fan of Douglas Costa when he was at Bayern. Most certainly not a fan of him now he's at Juve. And yeah, it seems like we're being linked with him. Just makes you think, well, what? But I actually think I would rather Zaha. I think I would actually rather Zaha. If this is the solution, flipping heck. Let's reevaluate the problem. Douglas Costa, no thank you. And I can see a lot of you guys in the chat room are saying that. Remember, guys, please do slap a like on the video. I know that Mr. Gunner has decided to now of all times, he's doing a member stream, but please do slap a like on the video. It does help people notice the vid when you guys do that. So please be awesome and slap the like on this video. Yeah, Douglas Costa apparently is being linked with Arsenal in a swap deal. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it means that we're actually going to do it, but I think you guys need to prepare for this possibility. What do I think? I think it's some BS. I hope it is BS. I hope that if Arsenal are looking at any kind of deal, it's a sale. For Alex Lacazette, flipping heck, what a move that would be. I actually think Italy would suit him quite well. It's kind of a slight upgrade on France in a lot of ways. You know, they're very technical in Italy. They can be a little bit physical. They can be, but it's definitely a lot slower than a Premier League. And I think that type of speed would actually suit Alex Lacazette to the core because he's not that pacey anymore. And I think given time, given space, and given freedom, he is a pretty technical player. Much more technical than I think people give him credit for. So we'll see what happens. But Alex Lacazette at the moment is being linked with a move to Juventus. Didn't see this one coming, I must admit. But if Juventus will come in for anyone, it would be Aubameyang. Aubameyang must be like, shit, why did I sign my contract? But that's an upgrade and a half. But let's see what happens. Okay, let's move on to the next story. Let's talk about Mr. Dani Ceballos. Dani Ceballos, he eats paella, he drinks Estrella, he eats paella. The boy is every magic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, my bride. I literally just had a shave. That's literally all I've done. So Dani Ceballos is being linked with a move today. He's being linked with a move. He's being linked with a move back to his parent club. So I've seen a couple of different stories on this today. So it's important to note both of these stories, right? I've seen 3 stories about Dani Ceballos, and I'm going to tell you them in the order that I saw them. The first story I saw was that Arsenal's biggest priority, because the Willian deal is more or less done. The Aubameyang deal is apparently set to be announced on Friday, in line with 14 or whatever. I don't know. All right. So apparently those 2 deals are done. So the next priority was supposed to be Dani Ceballos. That Arsenal actually have been locked in negotiations for some time with Dani Ceballos. So the first deal that I heard was that Arsenal were trying to negotiate 12 more months with an obligation to buy Dani Ceballos next summer. They feel that they've seen enough, and that the only reason they can't commit to a buy now is because all their money is kind of allocated in other targets. So that was the plan, to get him on a 12-month extension with an obligation to buy. The second story that I saw, which was about 2 o'clock, was that this story developed a little bit further. Marca had reported that Real Madrid were only interested in a sale. And that, in fact, let me pause that. The reason that Arsenal weren't interested initially in a permanent deal was because they felt that they need all the funds that they have at the moment. They need to try and use that for Thomas Partey, and that they felt that buying Ceballos would mean that they couldn't buy Thomas Partey. So they're trying all their efforts is to try and buy Thomas Partey. That was the first story I heard. That was about 10 o'clock. It was about 2 o'clock, and I was just getting hotter and hotter, and I was looking for some kind of distraction. And I just had a meeting, so it was about 2:30. I just had a meeting, came out of that meeting, and I thought, all right, let me look and see if football news has updated. And then I saw a story regarding Ceballos. This time it was Arsenal basically being told that Real Madrid are not interested in any deal that is not a permanent deal. And that Arsenal were trying to rally around and see if they can conjure up the funds to buy Ceballos. Given that it's 23 million, I'll take a stab for 23 million, to be honest. So then that was what I last left it with. And then I just saw a story just before I came on air that broke about an hour ago. And this is from AS. Now, I will say this. AS have a habit of chatting a lot of BS. I will just preface that now. But a lot of the well-known Twitter guys are going with this. And they are kind of passing it around on Twitter. And actually, Ceballos is now the number 3 trend on Twitter at the moment. In the UK, anyway. So apparently now, Real Madrid actually want to keep Ceballos, at least until pre-season, test him, and then make a decision on his future after that. I guess he's their player. It's perfectly within their rights, but it does kind of fuck us over because presumably Arteta was making plans with him in the side. How do I feel about that? Listen, for me, I've not been particularly overly... My whole kind of chapter with Ceballos is this. I always thought that we would get a good player. I think I said that from the very beginning. I just had a feeling he was a good player. And then all season, I've not really been that impressed. And then since the restart, it's just like, it's like a revelation. And it now makes us think, shit, maybe we could do with him, you know? Because he does everything Torreira does and actually is a technically better player. So it kind of makes us think, oh, maybe we should hold on to him. Maybe we should keep him. Like, I can imagine him and, say, someone like Thomas Partey working really well together. So that is kind of now made me think to myself, oh, no, I don't think he's indispensable. Don't get me wrong. I don't. But I'm now convinced enough where if you'd asked me earlier in the season, would you take Ceballos for 23 million? I said, no. 23 million could be spent literally on anyone else and it would be better. 23 million on a Ceballos now? I'm not against it. I'm actually not against it. I think that could be doing. I think that could do something. But then, what do you guys think? Let me know. I do think this presents now an interesting problem for Arteta because now you don't necessarily have Ceballos. Guendouzi's on his way out the door. Torreira's on his way out the door. You've now said that Enzi Maitland-Niles, who, let's face it, I know doesn't necessarily play that position, but can. It is supposedly his preferred position, right? Enzi Maitland-Niles, who can play that position, you're now making available for a transfer. Suddenly, we are down on central midfielders. So I don't know what we're trying to do, but we need to rally and we need to make some quick decisions because I don't know what. Suddenly, there's a lack of central midfielders in the Arsenal. So we need to start making decisions. But what do you guys think? That's the real question. Ben, you already know what I'm saying. One thing me and you tend to have in common is tasting transfer targets. So you know that. But like you say, I'd rather Ceballos than Xhaka. So there you go. Yeah, Sergio, you missed the explanation. I've literally come out of the shower, and quite frankly, I want to put on a t-shirt to sweat through it. So I'm just chilling at the moment. But anyway, let's see what happens. And big up to you, Robert. I see you. Yeah, let's go from there. All right, you guys have made me lose my flow now. Let me get back into my shit. Okay, I'm gonna do a little segment now where a lot of the times I have an idea of the story I'm going to talk about, and then I react to any stories that have literally newly come up. Before I do that, let's talk about Aaron Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey. Now, if you are a long-time subscriber of mine, and when I mean a long-time subscriber of mine, I mean inside the first 750 subscribers that I had or so, you will know the hate, love-hate relationship I have with Aaron Ramsey. You see the way I curse? Who do I curse these days a lot? Granit Xhaka or David Luiz, right? You know the way I curse out David Luiz's name? Yeah? Well, back in the day, under Mr. Arsene Wenger, it was Aaron freaking Ramsey. I could not stand that fool. I could not stand him. From everything, from the fact that he used to, whenever he used to make that, whenever he used to overhit a pass or try some dumb flick, he'd have this stupid grin on his face, or every time he'd be wasteful with a shot, or you were always told about the fact that he had this amazing vision, but never used to execute on that vision. Oh, brings up stupid memories for me now, right? I hate it, right? Well, with Aaron Ramsey, supposedly, now I remember me and Lee were talking about this a couple of times. We talked about it on my channel. We've talked about it on his channel. When we first heard this Juventus story, we both laughed. Then I heard that he was on 400k, and I was like, "Oh, okay, now I can understand why he doesn't feel two ways about going to Juventus. But why would Juventus pay so much for him?" And I remember people at the time cursed me out for daring to suggest that Aaron Ramsey would dare demand 400k from Juventus. It's just like, sorry, is he looking after your mum or something? What's going on here? Right? Just the way people defend Ramsey on Twitter is mad. It is mad. Anyway, and in my mind, and I kept saying to him, this is him. He goes, listen, let's be real. Ramsey ain't gonna last 18 months at Juventus, right? And I said, what do you mean? He goes, trust me, you'll be at West Ham within 18 months. I said, no, it'd be higher than West Ham. Can't go from Juventus to West Ham. He said, no, better yet. It'll be at, and I thought it, and he said it, Everton. I was like, I shit you not, I was just thinking Everton. Everton is about his level. Guess who's linked with Everton? I cracked up. I was like, we've been saying it for ages. Now, to be fair to Lee, he did say it out loud, but I did think it myself because Everton is just one of them clubs that is just about big enough that you can imagine someone going from a top tier club to go to, but they're just about shit enough that when you just think to yourself, yeah, you probably do something at Everton. Everton. And I remember I just I saw that story today and I cracked up. So Aaron Ramsey has been linked with a return to Arsenal, but more indefinitely, he's been linked with a move to Everton. In all seriousness, I mean that is a good move for him. I mean it's about right. Didn't Everton lose? Is it Morgan Schneiden? They lost. What was it in January? Excuse me, flipping out. And they've never really replaced him. They also lost Gay last summer to PSG. So they've lost a couple of central midfielders. I know that they have Sigurdsson there, who at this point I like Sigurdsson and that, but he's basically there to take set pieces and penalties. I don't know how much he's really doing in matches. I say go Everton. I think that's a good move for him. He's obviously got a couple of ex-teammates there already, Iwobi and Walcott. I could absolutely see him at Everton. I would be flabbergasted if United said, all right, then come on then. I'd be shocked. I don't think United, considering the central midfielders that they have, all of them are levels above Ramsey. So why would it to me, it wouldn't make sense for United to go for, because United is another team that's always kind of linked with Ramsey. No. The other team that I could potentially see him go to, but then to go to and sit on the bench, maybe Chelsea, because Chelsea, Frank does like his British core. And so he might see kind of a 30, 31-year-old Ramsey. How old is he? 30 years old? He might see that and think to himself, you know what? I'll take the risk, And I could see that happening. I could. But even then, I think Chelsea would be mad to take a risk like that on Ramsey. So Everton is the team I keep coming back to. Maybe if Newcastle sort out their takeover shit, maybe. But yeah, Everton is the team I keep coming back to. So I feel like that I could see that move actually happening. But what do you guys think? Again, let me know. Leave it in the comments below. I see people saying he's 29, turning 30. Okay, cool. Here we go. Okay, this is an interesting story. So Mohamed El Nene apparently is the subject of another transfer. Yes, believe it or not, El Nene is still on our books. 2 years left as well, unbelievably. Because some genius thought it'd be a good idea to give him an extension like 3 years ago. Anyway, he is in advanced talks with Trabzonspor. Have I said that right? Trabzonspor. For another loan. Yes, another season-long loan. Look at it like this. It's another 12 months without his wages. I am all for it. But what do you guys think? Again, let me know. Leave it in the comments below. But I'll tell you what, transfer window-wise, we're active. We are active. Right, I'm just reacting to stories as they break now. Oh, great. This doesn't sound good. Arsenal and Mikel Arteta suffer a severe blow to transfer plans. Oh, okay. It's a Danny Ceballos story. Okay? Just shows you that my sources are working well. Yes, I heard about this. So Thomas Partey, supposedly, not only does he have a release clause, but he's looking for £200,000 a week. It's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. Let's not pretend like it's a small amount of money. But also, this is the thing I should say. This is a world-class talent. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. You know, sometimes you get what you pay for sometimes. And I've got this stupid feeling that Arsenal will do something stupid and say, oh, well, you know, seeing as he's asking for 200K, let's go and get that Porto guy. That will piss me off. Just go and pay the 200K. This is a player of extreme class that can give us something in the middle of the park that we ain't had in a long time. Power, presence, a bit of creativity, defensive capability. Go and pay the 200K. It's a lot of money. Slap a 4-year, 5-year deal on it. Cover that. That would be what I would do. What would you guys think about that? I saw a lot of people being in uproar because at the moment he's on 60k. Yeah, that's why he ain't staying. That's why he doesn't want to stay at Atletico Madrid, because they can't afford to give him the 200k. They can't afford to. They can't even afford to double his current wages. So that's why he's looking for a move. I mean, people have been asking for ages. What? He actually wants to leave Atletico Madrid and come to us. There's your reason. You know, and people will look at it and be like, oh, well, he's a money grabber. Listen, you got a short career, guys. Especially if you're a footballer. You try and make that money as best as you can. I don't see this to be a problem. I saw people on Twitter banging on like, can you believe Partey wants 200k? I say good for him. Because he knows his worth. Especially coming into a shit Arsenal side. You better pay me 200k. At least. To put up with this shit. So for me, I say pay him. No problem. No problem with this at all. No, I see people going, oh, 170k max, or 180k max, or just pay him. Pay him though. It's 200k. You just got rid of 200k in Mkhitaryan. Just take it on. You can cut the fat elsewhere. Pay him. Pay him. It's not your money. It's their money, and they should pay him. But again, what do you guys say? Listen, just because I disagree with you doesn't mean you're not allowed your opinion. See, lots of people say 170k a week max. 170k a week is fine. Pay him the 200k. I think I'd be surprised if he rejected 170. I would be surprised. But then if he came back and said, yo, I want 200k, I say pay him. We need him more than he needs us. And that's facts. That is facts. You know what I say? Football Chats is on my wavelength. Just pay him and stop wasting time. Just get the deal done and wrapped up. But again, what do you guys think? Let me know. Leave the comments below. Leave the comments in the chat room as well. All right. Is there any more stories I need to react to? Very, very quickly. Diego Simeone's plan. Oh, yes. So I did hear about the fact that we'd offered 3 players, not at the same time, 3 different offers, 3 players for Thomas Partey. Obviously, Torreira is the player that they want the most. So I'm just going back to the last word. So yeah, 3 Arsenal players have been mentioned as potential mate weights in a deal during talks between the 2 clubs, according to reports in Spain. Arsenal are determined to land their number 1 target this summer, but Atletico Madrid are insisting that the midfielder will only be sold if its 50 million euro release clause is met. According to Spanish journalist Kiki Marin, Hector Bellerin, Lacazette, Lucas Torreira have all come up in talks between Arsenal and Atletico Madrid, as Arsenal continue to try and get the Spanish side to lower their asking price. However, it's claimed that Atletico Madrid are still demanding that the player's release clause is paid should a deal be done, which is proving to be a stumbling block for Arsenal. I must admit, I do think it's a little bit dumb that if they want, that if they want a player, if they want Lucas Torreira, for example, that they're being so adamant about this player thing. I must admit, I do find that a little bit dumb. But again, what do you guys think? Maybe they need the cash. Maybe they've got their eye on someone. It's not really our business why they want the cash. We want one of their players. They've given you the price. Over to you now, Arsenal. Just go and get it done. Just go and get it done. And then when they come back for Torreira, you'd be equally as dickish. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. All right. I think that is pretty much it in terms of stories here. Okay, this is interesting. So this has just been confirmed in the last 15 minutes. Jonathan David, who's been linked with Arsenal earlier this summer, was linked with United earlier this summer. has joined Lille in a €30 million deal. Obviously, they got cash to the hip because I'm pretty sure they just let go of Victor Osimhen, who was their star striker for, what was it, a region of 90, what was something crazy, isn't it? Something like 90 million to Napoli. So they got some cash. And obviously this guy is just going to be slot in there as a direct replacement for him. So yeah, goodbye for them. He's another goal scorer, another go-getter. I know that he didn't want to move to a top league until he had actually learned and plied his trade in France. So he's got his France move now. So let's see. Let's keep an eye on him and see how he does. Because it could be someone that Arsenal sniff around maybe in a couple of years' time, particularly when Aubameyang starts to slow down. But what do you guys think? Let me know. Again, leave it in the comments below. Okay. I think that's pretty much it now. Arteta in talks to pull off a double swoop. All right, let's end with that then. What is the double swoop? 72 million double swoop of... Okay. Stuff important. The double swoop is basically Lille, Gabriel, and Thomas Partey, so it's nothing important. In terms of the questions that people ask me, no, I don't know when what's it called? Willian is going to be confirmed. The things that I've been told today by a couple of different people, one of them is supposedly in the know. I say supposedly, I ain't going to try and act like I'm on I2K. He is supposedly in the know. Is that he was doing all his social media stuff today, which usually means 24 hours later, the announcement tends to happen. It could just be that they're waiting until Friday, because supposedly the Aubameyang announcement is going to come on Friday because he wears the number 14, and supposedly that was one of his requests that he can announce it on the 14th. I don't know. It seems pretty silly to me, but would it surprise me? It wouldn't. I expect it to be announced this week. Let's put it that way. How do I feel about the Willian deal now? I still feel a little bit wary about the whole deal, but it is what it is now. I'm just let's see what he brings as a number 10, as a sub, whatever. Let's just see how it goes. 3-year deal for a 32-year-old is mad. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Sorry I've not brought you something a little bit more concrete. Hopefully tomorrow will be the day that we announce Willian. I've already done my welcome to Arsenal Willian vid. It's ready to go. You got to be quick with these things, man, because there's so many people these days that do it. You got to be quick. So look out for that. And another Eagle Eye will drop tomorrow. All right, I guess you're going to see me in about 15 minutes if you're going over to Lee's channel. So go and bombard Lee now. I think his stream would have started by now. Go and say that Shig sent you. And I'll be over there in about 15 minutes. All right? I'm going to literally throw on a T-shirt and actually put something on. All right, guys. Take care. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your Tuesday evening. And I'm out of here. Peace.